Hi, my name is Ed Zendejas. I'm a member of the Omaha Tribe of Nebraska, and I want to take a couple of minutes here to explain, hopefully, a packet that you will have received in the mail. Hopefully you've received it, and it looks like this. It comes from the United States government, specifically the Bureau of Indian Affairs, and it's calling for what's referred to as a secretarial election to amend the Constitution of the Omaha Tribe of Nebraska. A couple of important documents that will be in here. First is a letter explaining what this is and the proposed constitutional amendment. The other document, and this is very important, it's the voter registration card. You will need to fill this out and return it by June 3rd in order to be a registered voter, which will enable you to vote in this election. Very important that you get this returned. You'll also receive the rules of this election, and this is very important as well, and I'll go over that in a second. You'll also receive in there the official Tribal Council resolution of what they want to change the Constitution or how they want it to read. And also very important is this, a return envelope. After you fill out your voter registration card, put in this envelope and get it back to the Bureau of Indian Affairs. So they made it relatively easy for you to do that. Now, what the purpose of this election is, as I said before, it's a secretarial election to amend the Constitution. Currently, that's required by Article 9 of the Omaha Tribal Constitution. A secretarial election is run by the federal government, and it's governed by their rules. And one of the things that you'll see in the rules is what it will define what an eligible voter is. Now, that's important because that's a point I want to make a little bit later. What the Tribal Council wants to do is remove federal oversight of tribal constitutional elections and to place those elections under the umbrella of the Omaha Tribal Council and the Omaha Tribal Election Commission. Now, in principle, I agree with that purpose. It takes the federal government out of tribal council or Omaha tribal elections. I agree with that in principle. However, and this is my editorial part of this, is that I don't think moving forward that it is good for all members of the tribe. Specifically, as you will note in the rules of the election, under federal regulation, an eligible voter is all enrolled members who are 18 years of age or older, and they have to register. So this vote is open to all members of the tribe, as it currently stands in Article 9 of the Constitution. Now, what the Tribal Council wants to do is to take these constitutional amendment elections and to move them under the umbrella of the Omaha Tribe of Nebraska and the Election Commission. The problem that I have is that this new proposed amendment does not define what an eligible voter is. The only thing that we're left to determine what an eligible voter is Article 5 of the Constitution, that defines an eligible voter as 18 years of age, but also must have residency on the Omaha Tribal Reservation 6 months prior to the election. So what does this mean moving forward? This is my opinion, and I think would be a fair reading of the proposal, is that the eligibility for voting will have changed so that in future votes to change or to amend the Constitution, it will exclude those of us who live outside of the reservation, because the current Constitution in Article 5 requires residency. So now, under secretarial elections, those of us that live off the reservation can vote. If it is passed, my interpretation is that it falls under Article 5 of the Constitution, which defines a qualified voter as someone who has residency. So therefore, we would not be able to participate in future elections to amend the Constitution. And that is my problem with this proposed amendment. Like I said, I agree with the intent of getting the Bureau of Indian Affairs out of tribal elections and allowing the tribe to exercise their sovereignty over elections. However, the problem is that this proposed amendment did not include a definition of what an eligible voter or qualified voter is, meaning it did not open up the process to all of us that live wherever we live outside the reservation. So what I'm suggesting to those who value the right to vote in these constitutional amendment elections is to first register to become a registered or eligible voter, and two, I would suggest or recommend a vote of no on this proposal, because as I said, I think, or my interpretation is that in future amendment elections, we will not have that right to vote. I thank you for your time. If there's anybody that has a opposite opinion about this proposed constitutional amendment, I welcome that. I welcome debate and dialogue on this issue. Thank you for your time. I hope that once again that you register and return this form so that you become an eligible voter. Thanks.